Well, so payment has been a really interesting experience. Over the last 30 years, we've been doing e-commerce. We just haven't really ever had a safe e-commerce transaction. And one of the reasons for that is that it's been very hard to get Visa and MasterCard and American Express to modify their protocols. They're what they call payment rails. And so we know how to make a transaction secure, but it hasn't been possible leveraging ecosystems that go back to using punch cards and 300 baud modems and really haven't been modernized. Well, so cryptocurrencies are a great example of the challenge that exists in e-commerce. So the blockchain ledger that everybody's all excited about and have invested millions of dollars in, the ledger itself is secure in that a value written into this database cannot be altered once it's written without detection. And that turns out to be a very powerful thing. However, the real question is, what value got written? And that's fundamentally the e-commerce problem is, you type into your computer, send $100 to Target, and the computer might send $250 to some guy who lives in Nigeria. We don't understand what possible hacks there are when our computer is in essence an unknown compute. And so at the core of a secure transaction, whether for cryptocurrency or tokenization or any of the new modern payments, are really four core technologies. The first is secure display. What I see is what gets signed. The second is some form of collection of user consent. Fingerprints like biometrics is a good example, or even just a secure PIN number, but one that can't be stolen by the operating system. The third is the actual formation of the instruction, because the transaction's not done on my phone, the transaction's done in a server somewhere. The reality is I'm sending an instruction to the transaction service, and that instruction has to be securely formed, and that's what a trusted execution environment provides, as well as the trusted input and the trusted display. And finally, the fourth piece, and probably one of the most important, is some form of attestation or test that those previous three pieces are actually working correctly and properly installed. And so we see a modern transaction to be those four components put together, whether it's an instruction for payments or wire transfers, or in Internet of Things, how I turn on the lights. So TEE provides a very important component. It's very hard to secure the millions of lines of code that represent an entire operating system. There's just opportunities for errors. And so what trusted execution provides is a very small kernel that runs completely separately in the main processor that allows an isolated execution. It is, in essence, its own miniature operating system as a second computer in your computer. And because it's small and all of the code that makes a trusted execution environment is measured, we know that a known set of code is running in a known device and that it has a known set of capabilities. And with that, we can dramatically improve the quality of the transaction and reduce the risk. And that's all the consumer wants, is they want to use a system that has the highest quality, and if it's built into 500 million phones, perhaps we should put it into use for daily access. Technology for trusted computing and trusted execution has been around for many years. And I think really we're watching a huge transition in the understanding of the marketplace as to how important the device is. For the last 20 years, it's been about a known user using an unknown computer. And the problem is the unknown computer is stealing from us. We don't know what software is running. We're trying to run antivirus and check. Nobody looks at the BIOS, which actually runs the operating system, to check and see if it's real. So we've got a real mess going on our hands in the compute side. What trusted execution brings is a foundation for a more secure relationship with the customer and with the subscriber, and will really allow us to deliver more valuable services and increase the value of the subscriber relationship over time. This is how we improve the quality of the customer's relationship with the services that they belong to. Make it simpler and easier, and the ability to deliver more value without please type in your 6 different password and please use 17 characters you can't remember and all the things that go along with it.